Heaven's Journey to Life. The Origins of Males and Females in Existence, Day 56. In this post, we're going to have a look at the manifestation of ourselves as Eve, female, and Adam, male, in the history of our existence from the beginning as to why and how we have come to exist as males and females, when originally, in the beginning, manifestation of the design of male Adam and female Eve existed within us as walked within the Adam and Eve posts within the previous posts. Male, mal, mal as the malice, the nature and action of and as blame, as spite, excuse, and justification, of and as as energy, as the structural manifested action of and as self, in the beginning as the manifested singularity, within and as the deliberate manifested action of and as friction and conflict that consumes substance and life to transform into energy, into and as energy, and female, fe, mal, where the malice, mal, of and as energy, within and as the friction and conflict, f, the as energy continue accumulating and manifesting as the female stand within and as the cycle and recycle of and as energy, where once the energy is accumulated from and of the friction and conflict, F, the process starts again from and of the malice of and as energy, manifesting friction and conflict, accumulating energy, and so the cycle and existence of and as energy, from and of the negative to the neutral and to the positive, continue and cycle and recycle over and over and over again as the process of survival of and as energy and God, from and of the existence of Adam, male, and Eve, female. I forgive myself that I haven't accepted and allowed myself to see, realize, and understand in and as equality and oneness, with and as energy and substance and physicality, as the mind and the physical body. From and in the beginning, the manifestation of Adam, male, and Eve, female, had nothing to do with masculinity or femininity, within the manifested definition of a man and a woman, but that the existence and manifestation of Adam, male, and Eve, female, was within the existence and manifestation of me as energy in my relationship to substance and life, within the context of the nature of action of me as energy. In this, I forgive myself that I haven't accepted and allowed myself to see, realize, and understand that still to this day, the nature, action, manifestation, and existence of Adam, male, and Eve, female, both exist within and as each human being as man and woman on this earth, as the mind consciousness system relationship to the human physical body, with Adam, male, existent within and as the unconscious mind, as the nature of energy in its action of friction and conflict, and Eve and female, existent within and as the unconscious, subconscious, and conscious mind, as the nature of energy, as the negative, neutral, and positive energy experience, in its action of circulating within and through the mind consciousness system. I forgive myself that I haven't accepted and allowed myself to see, realize, and understand why and how it is that we, from the beginning, evolved ourselves as energy into and as the manifested separate forms of a man, masculinity, and male body, and woman, femininity, female body, as the manifestation and existence of the Adam, male, and Eve, female, within us, that had been externalized into and as our manifested singularity formations and structure, in and as which the Eve, female, or Adam, male, will dominate our manifested singularity, or submit in our manifested singularity as follows. I forgive myself that I haven't accepted and allowed myself to, from the beginning, in and as equality and oneness, with and as energy and substance, in and as my manifested singularity, see, realize, and understand the context and nature of experience, where the different actions and energies of energy itself was experienced, within and as and to varying degrees of intensity and power, with the very action of Adam, male, as the friction and conflict that manifest to and towards substance, to transform into and as negative energy experience, due to and because of the impact of the action of the friction and conflict. The nature and experience of Adam in its action of friction and conflict was within an extreme velocity and strength to be able to produce the necessary friction and conflict for substance to transform into energy. With the very nature of Eve and female as the energies of negative, neutral, and positive, as the movement of energy within and as the manifested singularity, did not consist of and exist as that equal and one structural action and velocity and strength of the friction and conflict, but only consisted of and existed as the experience of and as the energies of the negative, neutral, and positive, which was only equal to and one with the accumulation of the amount of energies accumulated into and as the manifested singularity, essentially the manifested singularity being impregnated and accumulated with energy through and as the friction and conflict and penetration of and as Adam and male in its relationship to substance. And as the energies accumulated from Adam male into and as Eve female, the birth of the child as energy manifests the moment the manifested singularity reached the positive energy experience. Thus, the nature and experience of Adam male is the friction and conflict action of velocity and intensity and strength, and the nature and experience of Eve and female is the accumulation of the energies produced by and through the action of Adam and male. I forgive myself that I haven't accepted and allowed myself to, in and as equality and oneness with energy and substance from the beginning, remember, see, realize, and understand how and why we as energy awareness and experience moved ourselves into and as the domination or submission of the Eve and female and Adam and male within and as us as the manifested singularities, where, as we were in our process of evolving as energy, in and as our awareness and experience of the movement of ourselves as energy within and between the positive, neutral, and negative, in and as and during the process of moving from the positive to the neutral to the negative, which initially instigated and initiated our movement as energy within and as fear and fear of loss, that moved us forward and inward for our reward as energy accumulation into and as the positive energy experience awareness, consuming substance to transform into energy from our beingness within and existence without. That the more and more we continue this existence and movement within ourselves as the manifested singularity in the beginning, the more and more we evolved as the energy awareness of and as consciousness that became the initiative and motivation to ensure the accumulation of energy into and as itself. Through constant and continuous movement of energy forward and inward, we as the manifested singularity, dependent on the extent of our relationship to the negative energy experience, friction and conflict as the Adam and male within ourselves, or the positive energy experience as Eve and female within ourselves. We pattern predominantly either the Adam male or Eve female into our beingness and manifested singularity into and as the structure and formation of ourselves as follows. I forgive myself that I haven't accepted and allowed myself to, from the beginning, in and as equality and oneness, with and as me as energy and substance, remember, see, realize, and understand, because we were in the process of becoming aware of ourselves as manifested singularities in our existence as energy, some manifested singularities that emerged within and as existence, in and as their movement inward and forward for and as the accumulation of and as energy within ourselves, developed an unequal relationship with their Adam and male existence and Eve and female existence, where those manifested singularities that managed to, in and as the extent and speed of their movement forward and inward, into and as existence in their beingness accumulate the negative to the neutral and the positive, and maintain and manage that constant and continuous movement inward and forward, manifested their awareness as energy in and as their manifested singularity, predominantly into and as their Eve and female, as their experience of and as energy within and as positive energy primarily, holding, layering that awareness into and as their manifested singularity that would solidify as their awareness of themselves, in and as primarily the energy of and as the positive and neutral, seldom moving into and as the negative energy experience awareness. Then, the other manifested singularities that did not manage to move equally in their movement forward and inward regarding the extent and speed of their movement, and managed and maintained only a movement that would seldom move them into and as the positive energy experience, with their awareness mostly existent within and as the negative energy experience, manifested their awareness as energy in and as their manifested singularity, predominantly into and as their Adam male, as their experience and awareness of and as energy within and as the negative energy primarily, holding and layering that awareness into and as their manifested singularity that would solidify as their awareness of themselves in and as primarily the energy of and as the negative and neutral, seldom moving into and as the positive energy experience awareness. In this, I forgive myself that I haven't accepted and allowed myself to see, realize, and understand from the beginning how the negative, neutral, and positive energy experience was not defined within the context of good or bad, or right or wrong, but was defined within the context of their initial structural nature and manifestation experience as energy itself. With those manifested singularities within those Eve and female dominated, with the male and Adam suppressed, regarding their awareness of themselves as energy, experienced themselves more within the context of the accumulation and moreness of and as energy as the neutral and positive energy experience, and thus aligned their energy beingness within the presence and awareness and experience of and as the accumulation and moreness of and as energy only. And with those manifested singularities within those Adam male dominated, with the Eve and female suppressed, regarding their awareness of themselves as energy, experience themselves more within the context of the action of the friction and conflict of and as the negative energy experience of and as energy, and thus aligned their energy and beingness within the presence and awareness and experience of and as the action of and as friction and conflict. We'll continue in the next post with the origins of males and females, having a look at the sound, energy, and physical symbolism within and as the words man and woman, and how throughout time we manifested, developed our physical bodies into and as the interaction between the manifested singularities, between those whose Adam and male dominated and those whose Eve female dominated, looking at the starting point of and as the development of the relationship between the man and the woman as it exists today, and as we continue, why and how the separation between the existence of males and females evolved throughout time, and how it came into the existence of masculinity and femininity. I commit myself to show how the existence and manifestation of males and females of this earth came to be, to within that reveal and expose the equality that in fact exists within and as males and females, to assist and support human beings to see through their knowledge and information interpretations and energy reactions of males and females, of themselves and each other, to see into and as the actuality of what we consist of and exist as males and females. To so put an end and stop to the accepted and allowed discrimination and stigmatization and definition of males and females, acculturated into and as the minds of human beings by and through family, peers, and this world system, so that we can finally see past the separation, energy, knowledge, and information of the mind and consciousness, and into and as the equality and oneness of and as our beingness, physical bodies, and this physical existence. I commit myself to stopping the preoccupations of separation in the mind and consciousness so that we can get into actual coexistence and co-creation and see to the important matters of the physical matter in this physical existence that in fact require our immediate direct attention and participation, from which we've been preoccupied for far too long, as the extent to which the suffering, pain, and abuse had been accepted and allowed to accumulate on this physical earth. While we've been preoccupied in our minds with definitions, knowledge, and information and energies that have no practical relevance or contribution to the solution humanity and its physical existence need and require. I commit myself to show human beings how to see beyond the veil of energy, mind, and consciousness, manifested as knowledge and information and energy interpretations and experiences of the physical body, our beingness, and this physical existence, to assist and support human beings to see through the mind and consciousness and energy into and as physical equality and oneness, to within and as this physical equality and oneness, see, realize, and understand the consequences and consequence outflows we have manifested onto ourselves and the generations that have come and are to come in accepting and allowing ourselves to exist in knowledge and information definitions and energy experiences as interpretations of ourselves, our beingness, our physical bodies, and this physical existence, as the friction and conflict, separation and wars, discrimination, judgment, stigmatization, and abuse it has caused from within and as our minds, to and towards ourselves and others as ourselves, for which we're all equally as one responsible for. To do so, see, realize, and understand that we're only going to stop and change the natures and actions of ourselves as human beings through changing the nature and action of ourselves within and as our thoughts, word, and deed, which start with the process of purifying words from energy experience to living equality and oneness. I commit myself to, through writing, self-forgiveness, and self-corrective application, assist and support me to walk myself in standing equal to and one with my mind, first in getting to know how my mind operate, function, and exist, as I see, realize, and understand that I cannot in fact change me as the mind, unless I first know how I have created and manifested it in the first place. A process which is walked in detail within and as the destiny I process, as the process of walking equal to and one with one's mind and simultaneously walking self into and as the solution as the mind, and changing and transforming self as the mind from energy, knowledge, and information, interpretations of and as separation, into and as equality and oneness, with and as my physical body, through and as assisting and supporting myself to be and become the living word. In this process, seeing beyond and through the definitions, experiences, energies, knowledge and information, interpretations and perceptions and beliefs of the existence of males and females, to finally see, realize, and understand who I am in context to and as this physical existence, and where my responsibility in fact stand within and as me as all. In this, I stop my preoccupations and get into the actual important matters of physical matter and walk and live a solution as me for all in and as equality and oneness here. I commit myself to show how and why the destiny I process relationship and agreement course is the course that assists and support the partners to see beyond their experiences and definitions and ideas and beliefs and perceptions and interpretations of mind and consciousness as energy, and learn how to practically live in the physical in equality and oneness with themselves and each other as human beings coming together and standing within and as the decision for life, in assisting and supporting themselves and each other to stand as living examples and direct themselves and their living into and as a solution for all in and as existence, in seeing, realizing, and understanding the power that in fact exists within relationships as agreements, when both stand equal and one in and as the commitment for life as all.